Hey kids, notice what's not there anymore? That's right, my mob tower. So I finally decided to not totally suck at throwing enderballs, but let's go over a little faster. Plunk. Finally decided to tear the whole thing down. Gonna rebuild it. Got tired of waiting. This is where it used to be. It looked a lot more impressive on the outside. This whole big chunk was skirting, there was nothing in it. And this is, let's get around here. This was the drop, which used to go down to a to a little water channel, and then into a lava blade. And now it's all gone. Some of it is still here. Took the whole thing down, and as I was doing it, I figured, well, I'll smelt it into smooth stone. Smooth stone looks a lot nicer, and I can use it into brick. Just looks better than cobblestone all in general. I've got a few more materials I need. I think I might need a bit more than that. Probably, but I'll get to that. So not only did this have to come down, but it's out. Get over here. Do a little more work on the inside of the house. Kind of finished most of the inside. Still got to work on the bedrooms. Have a dining hall kind of thing. Not totally sure if I want to keep these here. I just thought they looked better than the backs of the stairs. And until we get vertical half slabs, Minecraft chairs are just always going kind of crummy. These are, this kind of alternates between carpet and wool on the floor, because every now and then I need a light source. Pumpkins are a nice, cheap way of getting light sources. I'd also wish they would improve the number of paintings available. Perhaps drastically improve the number of paintings available. Because after a while, you run out of selection. They could also stand with a good 3x3, because there's no 3x3, there's like 3x4. And then the great big monstrous 3x6 ones. Those don't help a lot. So, let's see what else we destroyed over here in the process of rebuilding. The whole... So for Ginger needed a whole bunch of gunpowder for his stream. I had to expand the storage capacity because he was AFKing all night. The old tower produced about a stack of gunpowder an hour, which is pretty bad. Right? Like, that's how bad the old mob system went. So here's our new drop tube. It's going to go down there. This back here, I don't want to tear into that here. As my furnace kicking in, so if there's more noise, I know you know what to blame. The back here, let's find it up here. And I'm not going to make this jump, am I? So, back here used to be all the controls for this. The original idea for the setup was that it would just drop a bunch of mobs in there and then you could kill them. Because with a looting sword you get, way better drops. The plan was kind of to let the zombies and skeletons pile up, hit them with a health potion, splash health pot, and they'd die. Then grab a looting sword and just sit there and go smack, 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 smack to all the creepers. And the witches too, which would, you definitely get more stuff that way. Never quite panned out. Just didn't. So, tear all that apart. The new system is going to produce a lot more stuff. So this whole area is going to end up getting carved out. I'll have to build an actual vanilla sorting system, and I don't even build sorting systems in FTB. Now I got to build one here. Horrible. Oh yeah, this is a spider spawner that I'd forgotten about. For some reason, I always thought it was way further away. Because the only place I ever stumbled into it from would have been from downstairs, through a mine shaft, do a couple things, do some tunneling. And I had never really noticed it was right here. It's a little too close to engineering anything, and I've already got a cave spider spawner, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to just hop over to creative here, and we'll show you what we're going to do. So, over here, great transition, eh? Yeah, totally fake. This is the plan. This is based on Smoking Koala's redesign of Mumbo Jumbo's packed ice mob trap. Now this looks like it pumps up pretty good. This actually isn't the full height. So if you're standing here, mobs spawn within 32, which means just underneath those iron blocks, just above those iron blocks, is packed ice. It's the spawning surface for all the stuff, and it's 32. And then at 64 they don't move. So if we go up here, we only have, it's only 6 levels high. So it's only operating at 60% capacity right now. Because that's where I got bored building it to make sure the system worked. But it does. Works fairly well. It's definitely a lot faster. It's into a straight drop trap instead of a lava blade, so I don't have to worry about losing items, having zombies pick stuff up and then die and have it disappear right into into the lava. It's pretty quick. That's no real gauge, is it? It's about a stack of gunpowder in about 5 minutes, which means it's 12 times as efficient as my old and busted vanilla mob tower. It's also hideously more complex. So we go up here. This is kind of, I don't even want to call it compact. The hopper timer. Do a delay circuit. Hung up on something. To a set of torch towers. Wait for your fire here. Tuk-tuk. Thing goes up. You should hear the little pulse here. Tuk-tuk-tuk-tuk. So the first pulse spits out the water. Second pulse picks it back up again. I think it flushes, but every 15 seconds or so it should flush for 4 and a bit. I had to go a little bit longer, so Koala's design is this. It's just like 1/4 of it. So your mobs spawn. You prick. Thanks for doing that to me. Let's grab this button. I'll hunt you down and kill you. Mob spawn. It sends a pulse. Pushes them off. And it dries up again. And this would be another layer of ice here, up, another layer of ice here, and then as high as you want to make it, right? This has the benefit that you don't have to push the mobs as far. I mean, they never really have to go any further than 5 blocks. Sometimes they make it. But now they're all kind of PO and they're going to move around. And the last thing I want is, I'm creative like I care. Where are you going? You know where you're going? Sure, you go there. The thing is that this will spawn spiders, because it's a big flat spot, right? Now, I don't want spiders. I very much don't want spiders. Spiders are a string and something else, and they reduce the number of creepers and witches that are going to spawn. So this is what this guy looks like on the inside. Dispenser. In here. The source block is dispensed here. Runs down both sides. There's a block here, so nothing can spawn there. And also, given the fact that I'm building in a extreme hills biome, once I get above Y80 something, water source blocks will freeze, which is a problem. You know, if this thing just dispensed and flowed and went, like if I tried to build that setup over there, I'd have the very high possibility of my water blocks freezing. Even like, and then I'd have to put a block, you know, put a block right here. That's not much. That's no big deal. But because I don't want spiders, so let's do this. Give you an idea what happens. Same kind of idea. Water comes down, forks. These signs are here because the one wants to run further than the other. Like this block here wants to run one further than that one because it tries to spread out in a circle. But these are, so it's 3 of these channels wide, and then I'm going to make it 10 channels high. I might go higher. The layers take up 3 a pop, so I go 10 layers up would be 33 blocks high, which would put the top layer, which would put this layer right there at 65. So this layer here would still be at 64, and it would still count in the spots where they would spawn and move around. I might take it a little higher. I know they won't move, and if they don't move for a certain period of time, they'll despawn. I can't remember exactly how far it is. I'll have to look it up. Because if I take it over, 32 blocks high, or past 64 blocks away from the player, if they're going to despawn too quickly, then it won't bother. If they're going to sit around for a minute and then get pushed, that's fine, as it's going to go even faster, right? There's also a couple other little problems. Is that this thing will occasionally spit out either a guy with really good feather falling boots, or let me set this back to like that, or it'll spit out a chicken jockey. And the chicken jockey will just gently float all the way down and sit there. And if I'm sitting here, or if I'm in the area, he's not going to despawn. I see, like that guy right there. Okay, now we have a test subject. Get back up here. So what I've done with this system is that if I'm just going to AFK for a while, however, this guy's going to sit there and take up mob space cap and pick up items, wonderfully super equipped. So back here, this is set up so that if I'm just AFKing, like I want to AFK for an hour or go do something, or someone else wants to do, right? When this hits block light 0, this shuts off, torch goes on. Let's give you a quick, let's do this. This sends a quick pulse to this dispenser. I can't see it from here. Anyway, there's a lava bucket in the dispenser, right? So this sends a quick pulse, tuk, just long enough to set the guy on fire. The guy's already fallen 30-some blocks. He's got feather falling, really good feather falling in production. He's still just barely alive, so he's going to take a hit from the lava, and then burn, and then die. The slab, because if I get a chicken jockey, he's going to float down. I think their hitbox is still too high. I'm fairly sure their hitbox is still too high. But then if I get a baby zombie, wow, this thing's really pumping him out. If I get a baby zombie with all that, he's only one, he's just going to sit there, and that, not going to do anything. Also, sometimes you just get chickens. I don't know why. It will just occasionally spit out a chicken. The chicken lands here, sits there. I'd have to put this down at the very bottom, in which case I risk having some of the drops get fried. I'd really rather not have happen. Chicken will sit there, this will spit out just one tick, and it cooks a chicken. We're doing fairly good. So, this is, here, I will do this. I will change this to peaceful. Let's break this chest. Anything else coming through the system? Make sure nothing else is happening. Do that. Get all the crap out of my inventory. Good. Bye. Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to... put it back on hard. I'll set my time back to 0. So I got a decent time. And we'll wait 5 minutes. And then we'll see what we've got. It should be a good representation of what we can expect as an average amount of drops. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay, so we're coming up on 5 minutes here. 3, 2, 1. Okay, just going to set it back to peaceful here, so I've got to worry about other things coming through. So after 5 minutes, we are at a stack and nearly a half a gunpowder. So we've also managed to process at least a couple of witches. So that's... I thought it... No. There's probably a stack or so before I... Anyway, I thought I was going to get a stack every 5. A stack and a half is even better. Because a stack and a half... what's a stack? What's 1.5 times 12? 18? 18 stacks of gunpowder in an hour? That's 3 stacks of TNT. That seems worthwhile, doesn't it? So, with that done, let's head back to the real world. Whoops, that's actually the wrong way. Let's head back to the real world. Yeah, I can't even try to do this segue stuff. There, happy? We're back in the real world again. I was going to make some, if I managed to pull this off, I was going to say it was some kind of thing for 1.8 snapshot or something, just as a joke. So, so the first thing we're going to do is go to sleep, because as much as I'll get everything lit up out there, I'd rather not find out the hard way that I don't. So, I'll meet you back outside. Okay, good throw. Come on, good throw. And, not bad. Stuck on something though. There we go. I think something I'm going to do at the, get that off my bar so I don't kill myself, is over at the arena, I think, either at the arena or somewhere else, I'm going to make a golf course out of those. I thought it was an original idea, and then I looked up on YouTube, and it turns out no, it's not only is it not original, it's really, really not original. So, got some stuff laid down here, so I need a bunch of ice, a bunch of these guys. Now, so right now we're standing at 80 with our AFK spot down there is at 56. Remember. Let's find out. Ow. So we went from 80 to what? We're at 56. Alright. So it's 24, so we still got it up a little higher. I'm going to spare you the tedium and watch me run all the way back up the hill. Okay, so this is 32 blocks up. We're going to build this guy probably facing that way and that way. Of course I've got a slime. Why wouldn't there be slimes? Stupid things. Because all the funky redstone's going to head out that way. So, we're standing on 32, which means we want to not fall and die. Working on the stuff is a pain in the butt. Okay, let's do it this way. 1, 2, 3. That. And over this way. We're still going to have to cut out a bunch of the mountain, I know, but... Or do I do it that way? No, I have to cut out... I have to cut out way more of the mountain, wouldn't I? But then you'd be able to watch the lights from over there. It's a tough call. It's an aesthetic thing. What do I want to do? I'll have to carve out a mountain of that mountain. But they don't be able to see all the lights. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to do it that way. It's a bad idea, but I don't care. I'm going to lay out this mean first floor at least. The first floor and the the collection channel, and then be right back. Okay, I gotta apologize for my voice today. I don't know what's going on. It's been we've had some really weird weather lately. It spent a week being above zero temperatures, and in January in this chunk of Alberta, you don't get above zero temp. You don't get above like -10. Yeah, and it's been warm and cold and warm and cold, and it's just making it impossible to ditch a cold. It's starting to really bite. But here's the first layer down. So, unlike other mob systems, you build them, you got to light them up while you're working inside of them. This is kind of different. I don't have to come back inside. As long as you keep all the torches low, the first time we turn this thing on, it'll flush all of its torches out of it. So we don't got to worry about, as long as none of the torches are up high, right? That'll be good. So, don't like that. The redstone is, yeah, I'll have to build something here to keep me from falling to my death a lot. I may have feather falling 4, but that does not mean a guy is immortal. So, plus when it comes to this here, I don't have to, I keep this entire layer here, keep some of that layer, and most of this back here I'm going to cut out just because I'll have to run redstone back here. I'll also have to dig down and then out again to run it. But a few torches and I shouldn't have to worry about keeping things out of it. What mobs am I wearing? There's the crash, bang, crash. That's the trench they'll slide along before they go down. And this is what I intend to use instead of buckets for that. I'm not going to put anything in there yet, because if I do, then I fall and I have to come all the way back up again. So what I'm going to do is I have a dirt. I'm just going to put a dirt there. So if I fall, I don't got to worry about going all the way down. Back up here. Come on, really? I am going to need a ladder or something as a way to get back up here over and over again. Really? God dang it. To keep getting up here, one thing I have noticed is that, as with all redstone, you wind up getting glitches here and there. Oops, don't want to break that. Occasionally some of them get stuck on. It's kind of the same sort of thing that happens with things like our ender spawner. Get rid of that. But they'll just stick on and stay running, and it will impair efficiency after a while. I'll just have to, build a ladder, come up every now and then, give it a check, flick a few things on and off. Won't be a problem. Or too much of one. Although I did notice that, I guess kind of after a while, they do sort of sort themselves out. Enough clicks on and off and things start working again. So I'm going to keep building this thing, and it's going to take me a long ass time. And I don't feel like wasting too much of your time. So I will come back in the future, hopefully with a bunch more of this done. So, I'll see you later.